Hey friends, this is Sean Washburn from YourExcelTutor.com, and you're watching 30 tips in 30 days. And today on day 6, we're going to focus on the Format Painter. And this is a handy little tool, and if you've never used it, you got to start using it. You'll find yourself using it all the time. Because what it does is it saves you the time of having to repeat tasks. So in this case, I've got a header across here. I've already changed this cell to be what I want the rest of these to be. So instead of clicking on these each individually and trying to do the same thing, what it does is lets you just kind of paint that across. So the way it works is you select the one that you want to paint from, so that's kind of like your paint bucket, and you click this and you'll see it turns on. And then if I just click one cell, it's only going to do that one cell, and you notice that it did everything from this cell from formatting, so it actually took this from 2 lines down to 1. So I'm going to undo that. Let's say if I want to paint it all the way across all these cells, I do the same thing. I come here, I click it once, and then if I click and hold down and then drag across, now it'll do all those, but then it turned back off again. So the third case is if I want to paint from here and I want to paint just these 2 cells, so they're not together, they're separate cells. What I do is I can double click on the Format Painter, and that'll kind of lock it on, kind of like your caps lock on your computer. So now it'll stay on. I can just keep clicking whatever I want, and when I'm done, then I hit escape, and it'll take it off. So those are 3 ways like that. Some other examples, if you look down here, I've got some numbers, and if I wanted to make, by default, it isn't going to put decimal places in unless there's actually a non-zero digit in there. So like this is actually 2.500. If I want all these to show up with 3 digits and I want them all to be centered like this top one, I can do the same thing. So I click Format Painter, click, drag down, and it's going to make them all the same. Same thing over here if you've got a date. Like these dates are in different formats. They're all dates. They're in different formats, so if I want all these to be the same, same thing, click, drag down. And then here's a little different. So these are actually being equal to over here. And what I can do, if you watched the last video, we talked about custom formats. So I can come in here and I can say, let's try this here. So I'm going to say, oh no, I want day. So I want just the day of the week. So if I type in 3 like that, maybe 4, that'll give me actual day. I can do OK, and then I can just paint that format down to these guys. And now if I change one of these dates, to 8/17, they'll change from a Thursday to a Friday. So it's an easy way to do that. In general, just Format Painter is great. You have to be careful because there's some things that it will and won't copy, so you have to just watch it. When you do it once, maybe it'll give you something you didn't want. So be careful, like if you have borders or things like that, it's going to try to take everything from that cell and paint it over to the new cell. So a nice thing about it though, it's not taking the values, so it's not like going to put name into here. That's another way to do that, but you'd wipe out your values. So hope that helps you. Maybe you've seen that. Maybe just how you use it is a little bit different from what you've seen, but I hope it's helpful for you and saves you some time. So check in tomorrow for another great tip.